All right, let's roll. It's the 29th of July today, up in Wisconsin here for the next few days. We're gonna go out, got Jim with me tonight. Gonna see if we can find some bucks, velvet bucks here. My number one buck that I'm gonna be after this year. I actually got a cell camera picture of him here this morning. I put cameras out here about a week or so ago, and he showed up first picture of the year. Property we're actually going to glass tonight. There's a chance we could see him, but he would have to cover some serious ground from where I got the picture of him this morning. So I'm not really expecting to run into him tonight, but there should be some other nice bucks around the area this year. And this is kind of an area where they usually bachelor up in the summer, so. We're kind of on a crest of a hill and it drops down into this bottom. These deer usually come out of this woods to the north. We got a doe down in the bottom right now, just eating in the beans. The deer's starting to pour out into the field here. We just had a doe come in right up close and personal. Fortunately, she kind of alerted everyone else in my presence, but we had a solid, I think he's a 2-year-old probably. He came out to the east of us here, a few hundred yards. They don't know what happened or what's going on. They can't see us here, so. Pretty solid night in the beans. We're gonna get out of here. Go get a cold beer. Come along with. August 1st, it's food plot planting day here in Wisconsin. We got the main plot here by my dad's. We're gonna get everything, all of our fall stuff from Bucket planted here today. Got a couple blends, and then we got a new plot here just to the west. It's crunch time. Got to get the food plots done, stands all trimmed out, and trails all cleaned up, and season's gonna be here before we know it.
Catch me if you can. We're renegades. We're renegades. We're renegades.
We just got set up here tonight. We're hunting a stand they call the West Plot. Basically what we got here is we're in a big block of timber. I got a food plot right behind me. We put in here about 5 years ago. It's always kind of a central hub for these deer to travel route, coming from bedding to feeding in the afternoons. We're in here tonight after a buck I call Stevie Wanderer. He's my number one buck I'm after this year. He's been on and off daylight in here the last 3 weeks or so, which is pretty typical. He's a 5.5-year-old this year. The last 3 years, I've had him in this plot, pretty consistent early season. I'd say probably every 3 to 5 days I get a daylight picture of him in here. And I know this is where he spends a good majority of his time through September and into the early part of October. This is my first sit of the year in Wisconsin. Got Jim behind the camera. We're gonna give it a shot tonight. Depending on what we see, there's a chance we might be in here tomorrow, or we might bounce over to one of Jim's properties for the evening. That's a good start. We had two does come through here. Kind of caught us a little off guard. They came from the northwest of us here. I knew there was a trail that cuts down through here, but off that way there's a lot of underbrush, so you can't really see that well right now with the leaves on the trees. And we didn't see them until they were 25-30 yards away. That one doe came through just perfect, right down the chute, fed through the food plot. The other one kind of skirted us, came on the downwind side, and luckily she never picked us off. She was walking back and forth around here for the longest time. I thought for sure she was gonna get us, but she kind of sniffed around, didn't really get too alarmed. That's a good sign. We're just gonna have to be on our toes and be ready, because if our buck comes from that way, it could happen fast. Alright, we just got set up here. It's a little after 5 here this afternoon. Would have liked to have got out earlier. Jim had to work late today, so he just got here a little while ago. My dad dropped us off quick, and we're hunting kind of a low profile spot, just right off the road. Kind of just trying to catch them in transition from these deer coming from bedding to the west to some of the egg fields across the road here. We had a cold front hit here last night, and it's going to be cool here for most of the weekend, so I'm thinking this is going to get some of these deer kind of fired up, doing a little bit of pre-rut action. It's been a little bit slower than I was hoping, but we did see one little buck come through right away, and it kind of came through just perfect for us. Came past it about 10 yards. Since then, we haven't really seen much. There's just kind of so many places they can cross through here. You know, with all these leaves on the trees right now, you really can't see too far in here, but I think we're going to leave everything in the tree here tonight and actually come back in here in the morning. A little bit slower morning than what we were expecting. We had a little buck come through here shortly after daylight. We just seen a couple does to the south of us here, kind of running across this big green field. Other than that, it's been pretty much it. So we're gonna pack it up and get out of here for the morning. Maybe go back, get some breakfast and some coffee, warm up, and then be back out in the afternoon. Not really sure where I want to sit this afternoon yet. I'll kind of just take a look at the cameras and go from there, I think. Just seen that little spiker. That's all we really had come through here tonight. So that's pretty much gonna be a wrap for me hunting this weekend in Wisconsin. Really kind of disappointed. I was expecting a lot better action here with this big cold front hitting. Just hasn't been the case this weekend, but it's still early. Things are gonna pick up here, I'm sure, in the next couple weeks. It's October 14th. Cold front hit here in Wisconsin. Came up for this weekend. I got a wedding actually this weekend, so I'm not able to hunt all weekend, unfortunately, but I was able to get out here tonight with Dan. This is my first sit up in my dad's property actually this year. We got kind of just a gloomy, nasty, wet, snowy, rainy day out today. Wasn't really expecting that. It's been like this pretty much all day. We got about 10 minutes or less of shooting here. It's been kind of a disappointing night. The snow and rain eventually slowed down here. It's kind of starting to clear up now. I was thinking that these deer would get up and start moving, but it just hasn't been the case. We're gonna wait till it gets dark here and get back to the house and warm up, because we're pretty damp and soaked right now. So. We are in Wisconsin here tonight. We're hunting my dad's property. Came up from Iowa to hunt this weekend with Jim. Had plans actually to come back last weekend and hunt the whole week here in Wisconsin, but unfortunately my top target buck, he ended up getting killed the day before I actually was set to come up here. So that kind of changed my whole plans for the week. I ended up staying home in Iowa, hunted there all week. Came in here to the blind tonight. We're overlooking the food plot here on my dad's property. We should see some deer tonight, especially if this weather stays like this, but we're just gonna kind of sit back and observe what we see tonight. If we get lucky, if one comes out, we'll hopefully make it happen. It's gonna have to, if he comes that far, it's gonna have to be a perfect situation. He's gonna bump her, so get ready. I figured was going to happen. He might bring her back. Here she's coming left. He's turning around. He's turning around. Yeah. Burp. You got him. Yeah. He's toast. Yeah. We can pick him up with the truck right there. Yeah. What did you say, bud? I gotta look back at pictures. I think I actually recognize this deer. He's a buck I remember last year I passed up. I never got him on camera until November last year. And I just remembered I got a picture of him the other day. It's been just a tough go in Wisconsin here. We had a pretty good group of bucks on the farm this year, and quite a few of them already got killed by other hunters. So it's been a little bit of an off year for us. And this is my last night of hunting in Wisconsin probably for this year, and as luck would have it, he came in just absolutely perfect. Luckily, Jim had a bleat call with. I wasn't even going to bring my calls tonight, and ended up tipping her once or twice, and he had to come check it out and gave me a perfect 25-yard shot, and
Schwacker did the trick on him, but we're gonna pack it up here because we got a little bit of work to do, but luckily we can drive the vehicle right up to him, so we're not gonna have to get too soaked here tonight. We'll get him out of here and get him taken care of. So can't believe it actually worked out tonight. I really had no expectations coming into this evening's hunt for what we were gonna even see, and let alone see a decent deer, and we just knocked down a solid Wisconsin buck here, so couldn't be happier.